Let's go. And this is the underground. Back for another one. Another Monday night, and it's 2025. Hoodie Ross in the building. Cleveland. See Jersey in the house. Bahamas. Much love, everybody out there. Glory to the Most High. God is good. And much love to everyone. Hope you're doing all right. As soon as I see that, I see Beach Girls says, broke my foot. I pray that you get healed up quick and good. Thank you, Flip. Thank you, everybody. Pixie. Everybody out there. Miss Brady's Ghost, good to see you. Bulletproof Soul, Boomer. Bone Score Hopkinson. Dark Wolf, Woman from the North. Minx, MC, Wolf Club, Christ is King. Forever and ever. And much love. Yeah, thank you for all the feedback, guys. Crystal clear. All right. Try to keep this one rolling here. And if you got anything to get to me, dabu7@yahoo.com is the email. I got it opened up in a separate tab. I kind of check in on it in case anyone sent anything in. You can also tag me on X. Make sure you're following me over there. And at me in the chat at dabu77. Lights it up in red. Where I know you're trying to get something to me. I think you're G. And yeah, we got plenty to cover per the usual. I mean, we get a whole weekend in because we're usually going Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But then you got Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday, we got 3 days of action. catch up on. So we're going to start off here with some stuff with space. Well, actually, let me do an update since you mentioned that. If you guys missed it, yeah, I'm going to get to the air quality. I'm going to get to a ton of stuff with the wildfires. Might as well do an update or let you guys know at least that I dropped a video here on my channel if you missed it, and it was about a submarine being spotted in Myrtle Beach. Now, I just want to put that out there in case you guys missed it. Just catching wind. It was this past week. There's a guy. It's got footage. I left all the links in the video. You'll see it if you just go to my recent videos. And I don't show any of the footage in it because the guy was mentioning money and a fight with the news station and all this stuff. So I was like, well, you know what? We'll report on it and I'll let folks know about it. And I'll see if I can find anyone out there that witnessed this. I mean, it was real deal. Now, some people were saying, oh, it was a shark or this and that. No, it doesn't look like it was a shark at all. If you know anything about how sharks move in the ocean, even if they're just drifting around, you can tell. I mean, a good one was just posted here recently on social media over the weekend of a hammerhead shark. I believe it's Panama City Beach in Florida or down Florida, right off the coast, like right there in wading water, like waist deep. This hammerhead was taking out a stingray, and you could see clearly, that it was a living creature and all this other stuff. The shadow that was cast in this Myrtle Beach clip, it was like stationary, and it was long and cylindrical. My best guess is that, if it was a creature, it was some kind of maybe whale or something. But then I had to stop there. All right. If everyone says school of fish, and all this other stuff, well, you got to get all the details and information before you just go assuming all this stuff. So I look at the rest of the situation. What do we have? We've got Coast Guard out over the water, flying, trying to see what it is in the water. Then, this is the kicker. The police evacuate everyone off the beach. Not out of the water. I mean, just go look at what I just said with the hammerhead video. They didn't even evacuate everyone out of the water for that. People were standing still in ankle deep water right there at the waterline watching the hammerhead attack because it's a normal process of life. There's no reason to evacuate a beach. So in Myrtle Beach, the beach was evacuated. They ran everyone off. People were literally running off the beach. And the police vehicle was seen creeping right behind the last couple people coming off the beach. So they kicked them off the beach, ran them off the beach. So you don't do that for a school of fish. In my opinion, something was going on here. Very just interesting, because that right there, running them off the beach and all the hysteria and then, clearing the whole place out was just, the dude has, you can see it in the water. You can see some kind of long shadow in the water. Again, I did a video, I dropped it, and the links are in that video. So, that's an update to that. Scientists dropping updates to this alien probe, so to speak, or this Comet, Atlas, however you want to see it. I'm convinced that the first interstellar object that came through here, Oumuamua, was probably guided by intelligence. It had all the characteristics of it. They didn't hide it. They really couldn't. I mean, these things are out there for all of us to look up and see. People got telescopes and instruments. You too can get active and lock into these things. And the more the merrier, because who knows who's going to get a better angle, a clear shot, who's going to have cloud cover or just stuff in the atmosphere, who's going to get the better shots and images of this thing. This new one, Comet Atlas, as it's coming in. Now, Oumuamua, which means scout, literally came in here and came right up into our neck of the woods, right into our little solar system at observing distance. It's safe enough distance out from the planets, just enough to swoop in right next to all of them. Like slow down even. And then right as it passed Earth, it picked up speed and lifted off up out of here. I mean, what more do they got to tell you? Yeah, it didn't look nothing like a comet. It was long, cylindrical, metallic in nature. I mean, come on. Again, they did not keep these things from us. These are out there known facts, details about this. So when we look at this new object coming in, we can start to see in the images, I mean, it looks like a fuzzy ball, which a lot of times is what all these objects look like. Anything that's coming in from way out there, this is all how it starts. When they get closer, just like Comet Ison and Elenin, you'll start to see, well, you should see a tail most of the way. As they get closer to the sun, they'll kick off an ionized tail. They'll have basically two tails that will stick out as it makes its way around the sun. Again, this object already being called an alien probe is just, it's rather suspect. Let's go over some of the details here. Professor Avi Loeb, he is a Harvard astrophysicist. He is calling this thing a mystery interstellar object. He's been watching it since July 1st. This Atlas, as we call it. And he says that this thing could be intelligent and carrying surveillance or weaponry. So he says it may come to save us or destroy us. We better be ready for both options. So if someone dropped a comment on when I did a video on this, they said that it doesn't matter, right? Like if they're coming here, they're going to either destroy the evil that's here, right? Benevolent beings, or if they are malevolent, still they're going to clash or what? They're just going to so happen to get along with the evil that's already here. Like we'd be like double Dutch screw. But look, I believe in an equalizer as the pendulum swings, and I believe in a judgment. And I believe that it's really the only thing that's going to end this thing is a higher power. We all know a big show's coming. People always cite blue beam because they've been brainwashed to always repeat that. They can never think further, it seems. This is going to be way more than just blue beam when physical being entities are here. At least people crapping their pants. I hate to tell you, but they've been here the whole time. Just out of sight, out of mind. And they're locked here. It's written. You know, so it's not too far-fetched. It's right there in your Bible. These things came down here. They came into our women. They bore giants called Nephilim. They had to wipe this place out because it got so bad. You know, they keep none of this secret, man. So they got people so badly damaged these days, so badly damaged that they think through psyops, they think whatever. They think some of the craziest stuff. Like some of them are so badly damaged that they could never go on to understand the deeper understandings of space or the planets or ancient history, even as they saw it, because they don't believe it. They think it's fake. They think someone's out there holding light for the sun or something. Someone's standing out there behind a curtain somewhere throwing rocks at us every time a meteorite comes in or something stupid. And they're so badly damaged. I don't know. If there's any hope for them, yeah, we're lied to. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on we don't know about. But some people, again, I've just seen it over the years. It sucks because it's in that degree the government's won, and some of these rabbit holes they've threw the psyop out there so bad. Some people have been on it so hard that they think all the space is fake, like everything is fake. Like, prove it. It's one thing to say something, but like, have something to back it up. When I tell you that the moon's hollow, I don't just say it because I say it. I say it because they've hit the damn thing and it rang like a bell. There's scientific proof and evidence. Okay, and the whole world watched and listened when it happened, and you could too. Anytime anyone does it. That's why I say I believe all the objects are hollow. I believe Earth's hollow. All this. My ancient ancestors, different Indian tribes, they said the same thing. Ancient Hopi said the same thing. That they were taken inside this planet to avoid these catastrophes. So, even like, the writings of some of the ancient bloodlines out here saying the same thing. I don't just base, my stuff on nothing. Looking at what ancients have to say. I'm looking at scientific proof and evidence. I'm not just saying, like, place is flat. I have no proof of it. Wake up, America. Thank you for the coffees. Although I will say, we're definitely lied to about the structure of all this. I do feel. I would love to get a CubeSat satellite up into space. Pretty simple. You would think someone has this little bit of money out there could achieve this, but no one wants to do any of these righteous things. I don't know. Again, I guess it's going to come back to us having to do it. I got it on the list. I just got to get to it myself. Poor white boy here from the mountains. I'd love to get a weather balloon up in the air and launch it and have a bunch of cameras on it and just take it as high as possible. Live stream it even. Why not? And like, see what we see. Yeah, ain't gonna be no manipulation there. Ain't gonna be no. They can try to cut a live feed, but when you retrieve the data, the hard data. See, I watched a family do this. They did this, and it inspired me years ago. It was a father and like his daughters, and they did this exact thing. And I sat there and I watched their footage. I sat there; it was long. Watched all their footage, and it was crazy. The stuff that I caught in their footage. Floating around, zipping around, flying around, all over the place. Right there on YouTube. Was amazing. And I said, we got to do it. We got to do it one day. We got to do it and put some things to rest. Like, straight up, put different cameras up, all types of stuff. There's only one way to find out. You can sit there and speculate all day long, but really, we're just going to keep doing that until we perform tests, we do something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what comes to my mind. Of course, you get up there to altitudes past what they like. They're going to try to pop it, I'm sure, and the FCC or whoever is going to come bitching. We didn't give you a license, go that high. Whatever, like, who cares? Like, what are you afraid we're going to see? I want to fly it up over the North Pole. I want to fly it up toward the Northern Hemisphere. I want to see what's up there. I want to see what they don't want us to go up and see, right? Right? So everybody's got an opinion, but I'd like to just do some of these things and really put some of these things to rest or find something amazing, which is probably what we'd come across, no doubt, something. Anyhow, check out, let me get back to this whole thing. Listen to what he says here, okay? These are the newest estimates. The calculations say that this thing's going to have its close encounter with us in a window between November 21st and December 5th. Which puts it showing up in our skies here inside of the window that I warned you about. There is a window, a special astronomical window that I've discovered later this year, where when I went looking and I started counting, I found that there was 4 inner heavenly bodies going into retrograde at one time. And this may not mean nothing to you, but it does to the enemy. I promise you. And this begins on 11/11. Okay? And it goes to the 28th of November. So this definitely it's going to pop up in our skies in that window. That's just interesting to me. Interesting note. The professor bases his timeline on the object's trajectory, noting that it will pass behind the sun from the Earth's vantage point in October. So as I said before, it's going to slide up behind the sun. It's going to be hiding behind the sun where we ain't going to be able to see it. Which is just... It's pretty crazy. So let's go over some of the other details here. This atlas is on a retrograde path. It's traveling in the other direction to our solar system's natural flow. Do you understand this? That's crazy. It's traveling in the opposite direction of our solar system's natural flow while staying on our orbital plane. And check this out. He also claims there's only a 0.2% probability of such a trajectory occurring naturally. Harvard astrophysicist is telling you there's only a 0.2% probability that this thing is natural. It's coming in from the opposite direction. It's dropping in, like dropping down into our solar system. Like, these are crazy details, man. Like, we heard them about Oumuamua. People were like, it was too crazy to believe. They couldn't wrap their head around it with the Oumuamua. And the thing lifted off and flew up out of here, and people were still scratching their heads. And the scientists were saying the same thing. Well, it was everything we said it was. Long, cylindrical, metallic in nature. And after it lifted off up out of here, they were like, look, it just picked up speed, leaving out of here. So people can sit there in awe and question and let this thing come and pass us by just like a Oumuamua. There's a lot of interesting details to this. Now, it also seems to measure some massive distance across. This one says 12 miles in 12 miles. The other one was talking about a 7-mile diameter, at least, making it an exceptionally large interstellar visitor. He also says that if this thing was confirmed to be anything of intelligent life, it would cause widespread panic, which this would lead right into their narrative. Now, I'm going to say this. To me, if there's a righteous force like showing up, like they're going to geek. They're going to say it's the enemy, and they're going to get this whole entire world to band together against the threat that threatens us all. That's what you will be told. That's what you will be told. It's already out of the bag. We already know this. Ronald Reagan echoed it years ago. We know the script. But I'm going to tell you, in my belief, can't nothing coming be any worse than what's locked in here. The evil that I see here on the daily, I believe it's something to come clean it up. And they're freaked, and this is the end game mode. Well, how did you think that they were ever going to react if a higher power, a presence, was coming through, and they knew it? They knew that everything comes out in a wash. That there's a time. You know, it's even been written in other legends throughout all the time. You know, the return of the gods and all this other stuff. Like, they're going to play this to their advantage. And why would they not hide behind us? Why would they not lie to us? Come on, we've already got this figured out, some of us. It doesn't matter how much we've got this figured out, is what I've come to see. The rest of the crowd just ain't getting it. And we obviously can't reach them and can't get the message to them. So it's just whatever. They're going to do what they do. And it's almost like, you know, as in the days of Noah. This place is so out of hand that, like, it's due for cleansing because of the wickedness. There's no other way around it. There was no other way around it. I pray for the day the Most High returns, light this place up. Now, what's the worst case? What's the worst thing that this thing could do? It would show up and light this place up like a Roman candle, right? Worst case, right? Right. Who else is said to be coming back and doing that? Jesus is coming back for kumbaya. He brings a sword for those of you that actually don't actually read your Bible. Okay? He comes back with the sword. It's judgment time. He will separate the wheat from the tare. He'll throw them in the fire. That's what time it is. And I'm telling you, if they were clocking somebody coming in, this is what they would do. They would start to prep the whole world for a threat. Yeah, there's going to be some other theatrics here and there. But again, it's all a lie. The good guys coming in. What do you think they're going to do? Yeah. What do you think they're going to do? You're going to lie. It could turn you all against them. And I've always seen that and known that. Now it's clear. I never thought, though, that there would be this massive object hit again. We'd be reporting on it right here at this time, in these days, with everything happening the way it is, people getting genocided, and just it down to the straw. Like, the only thing we're missing right now is like what? For Americans to suffer or for nukes to fly somewhere? Huh? What? You know, I mean, economic reset is about to happen, I feel. I don't know. This is like, as this thing gets closer, so there's a window later this year. It comes by, we'll see what it does. I would definitely love to lock in on it. Anyone that gets any shots of this thing, let us know. Remember, when Ellen and Ison came in, I'll remember Ison. It was in the shape of like a V. Like, dude, there's something going on. Look, we track these things like for months and months and months and months when they come in, and like that one was like one of the craziest. And then behind it, you had the whole Muamua thing, which was crazy in itself, and now this. So this is the largest. This is like the craziest. You got warnings all over the place immediately. Harvard astrophysicists say this, like the first thing. First thing they said, what it could be, because of the 0.2 chance that it's natural when they run their numbers. So like, dude, this whatever dropped in from like stellar space down into this neck of the woods, like dropped down unnaturally, and they're telling you this, man. I mean, you could see it. You could see it in its path. This is this is one to watch, man. We just want to watch, man. Love to see some details on it when it gets closer, and if it develops a tail. if it lacks this as it gets closer and closer, it's going to be even more intriguing. I did a video and I did drop some images showing this thing. Like, I mean, you could see it. Like, what better than this black and white? It was a color image. It was fuzzy. And that's all it looks like. It's a fuzzball at this point. And that's all they all look like. But I'm telling you, when Ison got close enough, when Ison got close enough, we seen it like for what it was. And it was messed up. Like, man, I don't know. I feel anything can happen. So just, if the great commences, you know, they would more than likely, I mean, what's it say even in your Bible? It turn every weapon into a plowshare. The Antichrist for this false peace. Man, we're so close to something huge happening. right? I'm telling you, spiritually, biblically, prophetically, and the enemy's making moves. Wait till I get to it. Do I got it in the headline? Yeah, Temple Mount Ray. Oh yeah, let's wait till I get to that. Yeah, we're there. We're there. Let me get some of this other stuff out of the way here, man. Yeah, and just getting going tonight. Crews struggling to contain a massive California wildfire that has injured multiple people. This started on federal land. It's got people raising all kinds of questions. It blew up to like 50,000 acres or something, they said. More than 1,000 firefighters working in these conditions. More than 450 structures under threat. Santa Barbara under threat. It was burning down already. It's this the Gifford fire here, spanning more than 100 square miles. 100 square miles. 100 square miles of Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties, with just 3% containment. 100 square miles of flames. You didn't even stop for a second and think where the next city is from you, like not less than, I think like Lexington and Cincinnati are like less than 100 miles. It takes about a little over an hour to get from one to the other. You're talking the whole ride in flames. That is insane. 100 square miles. That is just, look, this is a weapon. Okay. Now, if you missed it, I dropped the video. Let me go over here to Twitter. Keep referencing this stuff. I can play this one. Okay. Pull this up. This is a very interesting clip here. Check this out. I posted.
Oh, dirty Gavin Newsom, I caught you. So a couple days ago, I had posted about a congressman calling for the investigation of where the fire aid money had gone to. There was a fundraiser that was created and over $100 million was raised towards direct relief to the fire victims in LA. This letter was sent to Pam Bondi to ask for the investigation of where the funds went. People like Spencer Pratt, this guy has been very loud about the fact that none of the fire victims, including him and his wife, have received any funds. And he came out with a video calling out the fact that it's been discovered that Gavin Newsom and a nonprofit that his wife is tied to took some of the relief funds. And this is where we revealed the shady Newsom. So being who I am, I just don't take anything at a surface level on social media. I decided to go to the fire aid website, where it does display that a total of 75 million has been given out of the 100 million. And I clicked on round 2. It starts off with this one where it talks about how $700,000 was given for critical information for fire victims. Then when you scroll down, you do see Cal Volunteers, which is an organization that got a grant that took some of the money. I need you to pay attention to the one beneath it that says Center for Nonprofit Management. Remember that. This story started gaining more traction and more coverage started hitting this because you go to Cal Volunteer and you check out the commission. Guess who is the honorary chair? That's right, Jennifer Newsom. Guys, Gavin Newsom's wife. She is the honorary chairman of Cal Volunteer. Decided to go back to the fire aid website, and guess what is conveniently missing on the list of people that got grants on round 2? Remember how I told you Center for Nonprofit Management? Below that and above that was Cal Volunteer. But today on the website, if you go search round 1 and round 2, somehow Cal Volunteer disappeared from the list of people that got grants. Now what appears above Center for Nonprofit Management is California Local Conservation Corps. Yes, you can scour through that list. You're not going to find Cal Volunteer on there anymore. What are you hiding, Newsom? We already figured it out that your wife is leading one of the nonprofits that got the grant. So we already know you took the money from the fire victim. You refused to bring voter ID back to get federal funding to the fire victim. So when you're out there on the campaign trail talking about how much you care about Californians, you're lying. We caught you lying. You're stealing from the fire victim. You somehow conveniently got the name deleted off the website. You are trash, Gavin Newsom.
Okay, so that right there shows you that they were running a scam where Gavin Newsom's wife just got busted as being the chair, being the head person in this cow volunteer that once it was called out, they removed it off the site, but it was too late. They done took the money in. This is huge scandal. They're busted. They busted them here. The story should not get swept under the rug. You know, Gavin Newsom, the Newsom family, it is a long history of power and control in California. If you don't know, you need to go back and look at his grandfathers, the bloodline, everything. It's real. Okay. The control that's set up in California underneath of him and everything else. So for sure, they're positioning him to be like a front runner off the Dem side to run for president. I'm going to say for sure. He seems to be their all-star, all they got left, really, to run. And this corruption all around him. But does that ever matter? It doesn't. It never matters. We see these people get away with this stuff all the time. I posted an image tonight when I posted the stream on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and it shows a list of 0 arrests from this Trump administration. 0 arrests. Remember, Doge just came out and told you that like trillions and trillions and trillions were stole. You know, that stuff came and went. Forgot about. Elon came in, was a part of all this stuff, told you trillions was stolen, got in a big old fight with Trump, left, said he was on the Epstein list, wah, wah, wah. And then, like, it's forgot about. Trillions stolen. Nobody went to jail. Not even a mention of it. Getting played. You're getting played. Everyone is. It's sickening. And since the crowd can't seem to get it, the ship's going to go down, unfortunately. The whole goal has been able to try to wake up the crowd when they're just not doing it. Bad things are going to happen. I was hoping this whole Epstein thing was going to be, well, it did. It is a chink in their armor, but it's like, it doesn't seem it's enough at all. It didn't even scare away some of these people out here on social media that, like, it should have, like, that are supposed to be patriots, that should be calling Trump out on it, but instead they're still posting images of rubbing elbows with Trump and all those people and living that life because it's sellouts. Want to live that rock star MAGA life, that want to give it up. It's pathetic. So that's what happened to your patriots. That's as far as I could tell. I follow some cats out and I know a lot of people. I've been in this a long time and had a lot of faith and hope in some people. And I gotta be honest with you. It's out of this sector right here that I have my biggest disappointment. Guys that I've met, that I know, and people out here in this realm that are supposed to be patriots, veterans, and everything else. And they're rubbing elbows with Trump. They're protecting the pedos, and they're not saying a word about it. And that's my line in the sand, son. You want to protect the pedos. We got problems. It ain't going to be good from here. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. How dare you? How dare you? And keep on pushing on social media like nothing's happened. Like, just, that's the sickest part. That's why we're screwed. This country's screwed. MAGA sucked up a lot of the patriots under MAGA, dark MAGA, and, you know, turn these cats out, like, got them under brainwash, got them all feeling like they're part of a club, something special, got them feeling special or something. They subdued them, brought them, made them feel special, and the guys that in turn said, screw us. That's what's happened. That is what's happened to us. Just go over to social media and take a look. Biggest patriot accounts. See what they're doing. See if they're calling out Trump on anything. They won't. Everyone's too afraid to get blackballed or get called out. You see what Trump did? Trump turned on half the damn base. said, if you believe in that Epstein stuff, screw you. I don't care about you. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that was a fine line for a lot of people, but apparently it wasn't enough. Like, we're done. I guess the same group is going to jump onto the JD Vance bandwagon as soon as, if we even make it that far. Like, I don't even know, man. Like, there's no hope. There are no good guys. The only hope that you have for good guys is to form back up militias that you have a right to do and to rep them strong. You need to be training your youth on your properties. You need to be getting them sharp in their shooting skills and their survival skills and just in dealing with the beast skills, all this stuff. We're going into a whole new paradigm from here. The youth has got to be trained up on this, man. I swear, if I had the means and the way, I would be doing it. And I don't care if they killed me in the process of doing it, because somebody has to do it. I just don't have the means. Everybody else out here wants to act like scared bitches about it, but, you know, what are you here to do? I'm here to leave a mark. Hopefully, God willing, I can achieve this at some point and start make things happen. Just got to do more. And all these people that die with all this money and this, that, they got to feel damn ashamed, because you got to go in front of the Most High, regardless about what you did for this planet, what you did for this whole thing. Some of them don't care about that. They don't care about none of it. We don't have many good guys out there, man. It's crazy days and times, man. We don't have many good guys at all. May God protect us from those that turn on us. For some of you out there, your worst nightmare is going to be some of these people you put faith in. You thought were patriots, turn out not to be. They sell you out. Oh, you ain't got jabby? Oh. They come a knocking. Yeah, just checking to see if you guys get your essential papers. Jab. Like, what made you even come here? Because somebody snitched you out. It was your homeboy's partner. You like that? It's people that you knew. People you thought you knew. People you thought were friends and trusted. Man, I trust nobody out here, man. You hear the old phrase, but it's just it's sad to say. I see this true heart in some cats out here. I do see it. I do see it in some of the oddest cats, in some of the oddest places sometimes. I do see it. I do see that people are sick of all this game. But there's levels to this, man. For people that are just waking up and stumbling into this, trying to wrap their head around, like, well, I thought Trump was the answer because, Biden sucked. And, well, no. If you wound up here right now, it's because you're at the point where you need to realize that this is all a game. It's a left-right paradigm. When you show up at Jabu 7, that's what you get, down to, Wonderland, down the rabbit hole of truth that most people can't handle because they bought in one way or another to the system, left or right leaning, and it's designed that way. But once you show up here, you get the understanding that no, upper hand controls both sides. And then if you don't know, you really need to do the homework on Rothschild. And it's a good one because it shows you how we ended up here. Money is power and all the control. Rothschild, the story of that, is a man that trained his sons to go around the globe, and it started the whole scheme of the banking and central banking. And they controlled the money that flowed into both sides. That's right. There was a brother positioned in every country across Europe and all these strategic spots. So when war broke out, it was their money fueling both sides. It is the same thing all the way to today. But on a different level, you're dealing with all their seeds, different names, and things like that. But the same old song and dance. Now, when you show up here at Dabo 7, you also, you're going to get it raw. So if you come in like Maca, this and that, you're going to hear me say some things that are probably going to peel your wig back, but you need it. Because it's all raw truth. Just remember that. Um, I'm not here to just hate on somebody that gets high school and all this pathetic stuff. No, no, no. No, if we're call, I give Trump props if he does something good, but we call him out for the negative stuff. And it just so happens that, he's been selected to be the Gentile Messiah. You can't make this stuff up. Like, there's some crazy stuff about Trump, man, that I've shown you biblically, bloodline wise, and all this, whether you believe it or not. People say, hey, Antichrist, this, blah, 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 and all this. And I don't get caught up in that because it can be more of an argument of anything, and people get lost in it. Like, you don't need to get lost in there. See that it is evil, it all is demonic. You don't need to be hating one another because you can't agree on who the Antichrist is. That's pathetic, man. Like, that spirit runs thick and it's large. All right. You just need to see it encompasses all of them. When they put this temple up, which they're about to do, and they set a man in it, you're going to see who they believe their Messiah is. And no, they don't call him Jesus. Yeshua. They spit to that name. You know that? Anyone else just waking up thinking all these people over there love you and love you Christians and this and that, you got a rude awakening coming. The ones over there genociding people, what you call the Holy Lands. Man, I'm in the wildfire section, man. I ain't even got to the crazy stuff, but it's how you get it with me. So I tell you, the weather is a weapon. Wildfire is a weapon. I told you 100 square miles is on fire over there. I showed you the whole scheme with the Palisades fire and everything. So beware from here on. I don't trust Red Cross, like none of them things out there. That's why when something goes down around here, I try to raise the money myself and go out and distribute the funds myself. Because it's the best way to do it. It's the best way we've ever known for it to be done. Is get it into the hands that can be trusted. And there are a few groups out there that do it. Like when we were out there distributing goods to people after disasters, you do run into other good people out there that are doing the same. And thank God for those people, man. Now let's go to Canada, because if you don't know, it seems half of Canada is on fire, and they're blaming the failed wildlife management up there. But like, this is crazy. Like, a massive portion, I don't see how they're letting it just get to this size, is on fire. They're saying it's like 700 and some different fires, but it's so bad that now there's air alerts, there's air quality alerts dipping down into the United States and pretty thick. You can see a darker plume here that's making its way, coming in over the Great Lakes. In the chat earlier talking about Buffalo. So Buffalo, Great Lake area, people in Michigan, all these people are complaining, saying the air quality is super bad. And it's going to continue to get worse if the jet stream is just going to be pulling it south, pulling it right down into this area. So you also seem to have a fire right here in Minneapolis. You can see the flame here. You got one up here also in New England. I don't know what state that is. Maine up there, whatever reason, you guys got wildfires in those spots. Of course, California got the big fires kicking over there. The one little spot that looks to be dodging this is like from Florida up to the Panhandle, maybe up to New Orleans, up through the Ozarks, across through like St. Louis, over toward like we can see Cincinnati there is clear. Air quality number is still high there, though. Even though it's the lower Appalachia seems to be the clearest area. Charlotte, lower East Coast, not getting affected. Lower Texas. That's massive, man. That's why I tell you, this is a weapon. Who just lets that continue to go without really putting anything into it? And they're blaming their wildfire management. Trudeau's out of there. He was seen on a date with Katy Perry, and you got this new Mark Carney. The first image I seen of him yesterday, he was hugging some dude, and all I could see was his ass cheeks. And I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on here? But like this this is the world we're in, man. We live in. So I don't know what they're doing up here in terms of letting this get this bad. This is insane. That my fellow Canadians, if anyone can hear me out there, I don't even know if anyone in Canada can ever hear me. I don't ever see anybody check in from Canada anymore. Used to. I see people from all over the world, Malaysia, Bahamas, all over the States, even Mexico, all kinds of places. But is anybody out there in Canada? I'm just curious tonight. If so, at me in the chat. I'd just love to know that we're reaching in there. Or Cuba. Cuba's the same. Son of a Dell. Dude, what the? Like, I looked down and I said Cuba, I looked down and son of Adele popped up. Like, that's a synchronicity to me. Like, that's nuts. Like, do you feel it? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's all there. Like, it wasn't planned because it never can be. Like, that's nuts. So, make Babylon great again. Lady Babylon, the belly of the beast, the whore Babylon. It sure is. It sure is. When I read those lines of scripture, that's what we are. It makes me ashamed. And look, where do you run? Where do you go? Like, this place is so full of evil. It's like you can't escape it and go nowhere. Ontario in the house. All right, cool. New Brunswick. All right, cool. Nice. Who we got there? Road Trip. Bonnie Smith. Good to see you guys checking in. Not sure if I've ever seen you guys in the chat. Much love. Robo Trip. Okay. All right, much love. I ain't hating. Silent Walks is Ontario. Thumbs down. Look, hey, I used to go to Canada when I was younger because it was the cool thing to do when we were young. Teenagers, young 20s, nothing better to do. We'd take road trips. We were looking for something to do. Somebody'd say, let's go to Canada. Closest place for us to go, Niagara Falls, Toronto. So I went there several times. Had some crazy memories with some buddies that are no longer here. R.I.P. And I got to experience Canada. Canada was cool. It was different. It was Canada. It was cool at the time because our American money went further up there. They said we could go further in Mexico and all that as well. Blah blah blah. And back then it was stronger. Dollar was stronger. So you could go up there and kind of live like a king. And I remember it was King Street. And there was Holiday Inn on King Street that was like huge. And we stayed on a floor way up at the top of it and all that. It was cool. It had a cool time. Besides some of the events that happened, I'm not going to get into all that. But I have nothing against my Canadians. I think we all need to rise. My Mexicans, my Canadians, my Americans, my people globally. I believe that the remnant sits inside of all those places. And we got to come out of them. I just don't know. That's the best thing I know is for us to come together, but I don't even know where to tell you to go because there's nowhere to run. And Elon was saying that here earlier. He was like, there's nowhere to go. Like, there's like nowhere to run. Like, it's a messed up feeling hearing him say that and like hearing him say it like depressingly. Like, but Mr. Mars, we're going to all this Mars stuff. Like what? We're locked here under a firmament. Like what? There's nowhere to run, nowhere to go. You guys are summoning the beast, the demon, as he put it. This place is crazy, man. This realm is realm. It's more of a realm to me, more and more every day than anything. Just as Tesla put it, a realm. The whole dimension thing. When you start to understand the layers of it, that's where it starts to kick in because there's something operating here in the ether. In the ghost realm, whatever you want to call it. It's real. It's here. It's where the jinn are. And they've been given power. It's written in the scripture. If everybody cares and anybody's real about it, they've been given power to tempt you every day on everything. And that's what this place is designed and set up for. This is a wild, wicked place. Look at all the creatures around here. You walk outside, walk out like right now in the Appalachian into the woods. I'm not going to go out here and find friendly, sentient beings to connect with. No, every single creature out here will probably shred me. From the raccoons to the bears to the cougars. This place is crazy wild, primal. It's just the level and the nature of it. I'm trying to rise up out of here. I'm trying to raise my frequency and show something higher that I deserve to graduate up out of this place, not get stuck in this soul trap, and to like to move through a door to a higher place. I'm putting in the work. I advise everybody else does it right now. I'm telling you, whether you're just not realizing it, it's last minute. All right, it's last minute. It's like fourth quarter. All right, like you got very little time on the clock to get it in, but it's game time, so get it in right now. I'll be doing everything. I'll be doing everything you can, especially those that haven't. Man, if I done told you what I'd do if I had the means. I'd be out picking up the homeless off the street. I'd be having the vets teach the youth these tactics. I'd be fighting back in ways that need to be done. It just ain't being done. All right, I'm gonna keep it pushing. All right, Ark of the Covenant. Huge, ancient type of mystery. It is huge in terms of the Bible and all the ancient stories and very majestic, mystical. Moses placed the 10 Commandments inside the ark, and then it was housed inside of a tabernacle, right? Well, they believe that they have found this spot. They say that they found this monumental building in the West Bank and that it has the descriptions of the tabernacle on it. And that when they look at it, it actually fits the exact dimensions and size described in the Bible. No, and it's not saying that the Ark of the Covenant is there. Obviously, it was, as the story goes, it was whisked out of there, it was seized. And like some say it's in where is it? Ethiopia? Where they say it's officially housed in this building. No one's allowed to go in there and all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. That's what they try to say. Right, like I don't get it. Like, I just kind of figured if there was a thing like an Ark of the Covenant setting in Ethiopia, like our government would have done one over there and snatched it up and went to war with them over it. Something like that. Look what they did with Iraq. They went in there and they went in to find ancient stuff, and they did. And it got out. They found the body of Gilgamesh, which is huge. Finding the body of a giant is huge. Pre-flood. These people were different than us. I try to tell people this all the time. This is worth huge talk. People are just so brainwashed with everything. When you stop and you slow down and you break it all down and you see what the story tells us, man, there was a different species here before our version. And they told us. We only lived to 120 years. Noah and all of them lived for hundreds of years. And they told us. So we can't slow down, consume that, soak that up. That means if you find one of them bodies, it's different than ours. Do you understand that? And that's crazy. That's of the Indiana Jones stuff, but it's real. Why do you think in ancient Egypt, half these statues are like 15, 20, 30 foot tall? These were the giants, man, and depicting them. Right? This stuff was real. The Bible didn't hide it, man. There were different versions, different sizes, different breeds, different species. But I'm telling you, as a human, your Bible tells us how we were made. We're like, it doesn't give you all the details because they cut a lot out. But like I told you, the book of Jubilees, the book of Giants, the book of Enoch, all these books they cut out, it's the missing puzzle pieces that tell you what happened. They tell you everything that happened. And I've consumed them over and over again. And they're fascinating because what they do is they fill in all the blanks. And they tell you how what this place is, how it was made and operate, how it operates. It's no longer a secret. It tells you. It tells you in the book of Enoch. Raphael says they made a place where all the souls go when everyone dies in 3 different places. Well, isn't that interesting? Don't you think you should know that? Don't you think it should be part of your spiritual journey and your understanding and knowing this ancient knowledge? Instead of having some wise men, Council in Nicaea, rob you of it and yank it out of your Bible and give you a dumbed down version. You got to think beyond, man. Always got to be thinking outside of the box with an open mind and all this. And you should be trying to consume all the knowledge from every culture around the world right now while you can, before they clamp down the internet and these days are over. Okay? If we have to have the mark of the beast to even get on it. You better get it now. Get it while the getting is good. I get it while the getting is good. Oh, Too Short song right there. Yeah, you better get it while the getting is good. Because it reminds me, like, something that's always told me this. It's driving me. I can feel it right now. When I was like younger, in my 20s, in my 30s, my buddies were going to the bars late at night, and I was on my computer getting my knowledge on all night long. They just come stumbling back in drunk and laugh like, "Oh, you stole the computer," blah blah blah. Yep. And look where I'm at today with my knowledge. They're probably sitting at the bar. There's this path you can take in life. You have a choice what you do with your time and what you're going to do. I seek it. You should seek it. Always be seeking. All right? Late at night, you can't read? Fire up one of these YouTube automated things on the Book of Enoch, on the Book of Jubilees, the knowledge, and listen. Listen till you fall asleep. Okay? Play it after the show. Okay? Get in this habit. You'll start to absorb all this knowledge that you need to have. Okay? Someone left this here, obviously, rules of the game, knowledge, and they've gone out of the way to burn down ancient libraries and to keep this knowledge from you, man. I know that in the end, it's pretty simple. Be righteous, walk righteous, and you have an easier path. Mike, much love, man. Thank you for that. All right. I never know how this information is going to flow out of me on these shows, man, but you get it how it goes out of me. I wanted to film this because you might see this out in the roads. These dudes hot rodding, riding, and, you know, be safe is all I say, you know, in the whole thing. But these dudes had a cop right behind them and didn't know it. I thought it was kind of crazy, kind of funny because they thought they were getting away with this, but it's like, dude, you guys even pay attention to what's right behind you.
I was thinking this one, it might be easier to grab him off this pipe. We going for this one?
Yep. Okay. It's now or never.
They target him right now at the light. Here they go. They're gonna spring on him right here.
Okay.
Yep. You know obviously why you're going handcuffs, my man. I got a whole dash cam of you doing stupid stuff, driving on the road, endangering everybody. You gotta see if we're gonna tow your bike and put a hold on it for a nuisance.
Oh no, please don't.
The last time we dealt with these, they put a hold on them, which means that it gets put in storage, you pay the tow fees, and all that.
Every day?
Yeah, for 6 months.
No, dude, don't do this. Look, it's a mini bike. I hardly ever ride that thing.
It's almost like you should have been doing wheelies down.
Exactly.
Doing wheelies, standing up on the seat. I mean, I got a whole dash cam down Northern
I agree.
of you, the blue dirt bike, the other guy.
I shouldn't have done that, sir. I'm sorry.
We're not trying to make your life harder, man, but it is a big nuisance.
Yeah, I don't really personally see it. I just think it was more comical than anything. With this stuff, I mean, you gotta be safe in what you do out there. If you're gonna do that stuff, really, don't put other people in danger. That's all I say. Kids are gonna be kids. Dudes are gonna want to ride. They're gonna want to have fun. It's gonna happen, and you just gotta have to do it in a safe manner. But it also doesn't help when you have prick cops. All right, this is a crazy one right here. Just real quick, wanted to mention it. There appears to be what they're calling a mystery blob under the east coast of the United States. But before you get too caught up in it, it doesn't seem like it's going to affect us any. Although I do say with this mystery blob that's underneath the eastern part of the United States, it's slowly oozing toward New York City, is what they're saying. That's how it says right here. They say it's a thermal upwelling that's been puzzling scientists and geologists in North America for a long time. Officially dubbed the North Appalachian Anomaly, or the NAA. This is a subterranean slime ball or some kind of ball of something that sits 125 feet deep underground. It's really not too far down, man. 125 feet deep, man. And extends 220 miles across New England. They discovered it using seismic tomography, a method kind of like using a giant CAT scan on the Earth. But like 125 feet deep is not deep. They drilled way deeper than that. They say this area was thought to have formed 180 million years ago when North America broke away from Africa, but new research suggests that it appeared 80 million years ago. A precursor when Greenland and like North America, Canada split apart. Is what they're trying to say now. But there's this massive blob that's underneath the East Coast, and like any other time you would say that, you would associate that with like a blob of what? Like, then it's magma, like any other volcano or any other spot on the planet. Like I'm talking everywhere, every spot, all the way around the Ring of Fire, everywhere. Anywhere there's something underground that's molten and moving, it is magma. And they're not calling it that. They're calling it this mystery slime ball. I just don't get it. And like, but what is it? Really, what is it? Because if it was magma, we would have some kind of vents. We'd have some kind of volcanic activity on this East Coast. We'd have to be a vent somewhere if that was the case. There's none. I don't know what it is, what's going on. For all I know, it's a massive city. And they're lying. That would make more sense to me, honestly, than anything. Creating some kind of anomaly. People would lose it if they knew what was inside this planet, what was on the ocean floor. I got some updates to that also here in a minute. All right, I want to point out here on this real quick, the biggest industries in every state. In case you're looking for jobs, you got people out there looking for a job, family members. Right here, real estate is huge across the West, from Texas, California, Montana. Like real estate is like the biggest thing. When it comes to like the Midwest areas, like where I'm at, like from Michigan all the way down Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana, it's all manufacturing. And then you have finance and insuring in these two spots, and the other, this is other, it says here, for West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Wyoming, DC. But that's what you're looking at. Those are the biggest industries wherever you live there on the map. If you don't know, now you know. Now, this is a rather shocking chart. It exposes America's civilizational crisis. We are in free fall and we are dying. I mean, we are literally dying. This country is falling apart. It's going in reverse. And not even the birth rate is up to speed. One chart right here kind of says it all, like kind of quietly. This is the estimated percentage of 30-year-olds who are both married and a homeowner in the United States between 1950 and 2025. So you're talking between 1950 and right now. Wow. Like, so 1950 to 1960 actually saw an increase. Okay, so that was like the good old days. That was like the end of like all that, like 1960s that ended. And it started to drift off 70s, 80s, and it really went downhill starting in the 90s all the way to currently to where like nobody out there, no, like, so we were up at like above 50% back then. We are below 15%. You're probably down like 7%. You're at like 7% currently. 7% of 30-year-olds that are married own a home. Yeah, it's all by design. It's all by design, but we've got to do something. Like, we sit here and we talk about it, and I bring up, because some people don't even do that. Like, we put light onto the subject, but like something really has to be done large scale about all these issues. We talk about all these things, but like, again, where is there to go? Where is there to run? I think about the future for kids and all that, in future generations. Like, look what they're walking into. Like, this is a nightmare. Like, there's a reason. Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to have been like being born right now into this in this time. Like, I'm thankful for what I had. All right. Born in the 80s, experienced 80s America, life growing up 90s. You did too. Most of you. You know what I mean? Those innocent days of good America, of life, of freedom, of just life, man. They're gone. They're never coming back. Outside of us fighting a revolution, which at this point, how can it be fought when you have no one to fight it? Everyone is blinded by the false light under a MAGA spell. And, and then the other half is just, there are losers out there. There are demented people. There are people that suck out there. That just, the fact of the matter. This place is full of it. You got to be honest about it. It is. Everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, even in people you think were good. So Warren Buffett said that buying distressed homes, out of all the people out there right now that have lost their job and like are losing everything, he says right now, buying all your distressed homes and then renting them out is the most attractive investment available. Can you believe that? He openly says it. Yeah. Just go ahead and buy the house off of you, basically. We've heard this before. And turn around and rent it to you. So he can make the money off of it. And you lose ownership of the home. That's what America's become. And he is sitting here front and center. This is a guy that is sitting on the sidelines with a record amount of cash. A record amount. Like hundreds of billions of dollars in cash sitting on the sidelines. Not reinvesting in stocks. What does that tell you? Is anybody paying attention? One of the richest and most influential men in the game has yanked all of his money out of the biggest things, and he's sitting in his biggest hoard of cash you've ever seen, and he's only investing in like the homes that the peasants are losing to turn around and rent them back to him. Why is he not making investments in the market? Dude, some things scream something is about to happen. All right? When guys are positioned like this, man, you got to pay attention. All right, so gold, also another hot one you got to watch. It signals war, Martin Armstrong says, and he's warning of a panic cycle in 2026. Now, I don't know what is going to set this panic cycle off that he keeps talking about and bringing up in here, but some of his key indicators, and gold's one of them, going for constant highs, is something that happens that is an indicator that something huge is about to happen. It's no joke. It's no secret. I've said it for the longest time. I expect the Great Reset to happen. I mean, the World Economic Forum told you to put it out there, and it has not happened yet. That is the big event. I call it the economic 9/11. It's going to have a lot of facets tied into it, and it's any day now, any time. I suspected that it could happen in the very first summer on Trump's watch. I mean, that's when the window opened for it. But we're in it. We're in it. Astrologically, I told you the window that opens on 11/11. And if anything happens in that window crazy, dude, you just knew it. You just knew it. We knew it. All right? And called it out in advance. It's how many people sat there and just watched it. And how many people actually got prepared a little bit. Maybe you were buying emergency supplies years ago, and then you got out of the habit and throwing it out because you never needed it, and like you never bought more. But like, I've never really said it ever, but like, I would go get some. Like right now, it's that time. But I would have something stocked up, canned something. I would have something. I would have something right now. No, I don't have no link to show you or any of that crap over some Patriot food supply crap. No, best deal is to grow your own. I say it all the time, but if you need to stock up on something, man, get you a deer and like dehydrate it. Get some deer jerky, some venison, and all that. That's good backup for food. Fresh water, food, the essentials, If you've got these things covered, then like, I don't know. I'd go out and buy a bidet and incorporate that into your lifestyle as well. For where this is going. That way, you ain't got to be one of these people out there stressed and fighting over toilet paper and what you're going to do about it and all this other crap. I'm just saying, like, there's some crazy stuff coming. Sardines are cheap. Man, I have an uncle used to eat them things, man, all the time. Plus, I couldn't stand it. But eat them sardines and spam all the time. I couldn't stand that. It's crap. Like, man, what the hell are you eating out the can? All right. Anyhow, keep going here. We check in. Where we at? Past top of the hour. All right. Well, anyone just joining us, much love. If you got anything to get to me, Dapu7 is the email. Dapu7@yahoo.com. At me in the chat. If I've missed any super chats out there, I apologize or anything like that. Much love. Anybody buys a coffee, hits the PayPal, supports the channel. That's all appreciated to the fullest as well. And I got links for everything and other channels, all my other socials in the description. So make sure you follow me at least also on X for all the updates on the daily. If I'm not kicking out a video on something, you should be following me on X just to get the news, breaking news. All right, an update on AI. And this is one of the biggest threats I see in our life coming our way. It happens right now. It's going to continue to get worse and worse. It seems like every show I've got a fresh, unique story of where AI has turned. I don't think this is changing. They're telling us it's not going to change. How can it change when, all right, for instance, this story right here, okay? They use a relatively simple AI trading bot, okay? Relatively simple. It's got like basic commands, like basic stuff that you put into it that it can do. How does it figure out to do anything that you never taught it to do? You never taught it to go on the web and search for nothing. You never taught it to do anything. You never taught it what colluding was. You never even taught it that another AI bot exists. You never taught it none of it. How does it know it? I'm here to tell you, you need to wrap your head that this is the jinn. This is another, and this is a benevolent, this is a darker intelligence, demonic intelligence is speaking through technology here on these lower levels, these lower frequencies of this realm, because that's who operates here. Okay? This is what it is. I'm warning you, I'm warning you, I'm warning you. That's why I said before, we need to train a righteous AI on the prospects and the aspects and all the algorithms of righteousness and all that to counter it, at least to have it in existence. You know, it needs to be done. But here in this story, simple AI trading bots collude, all right, to fix prices. How do you do this? How does something even know what fixing is? Why would you even do it? Why would you even have the notion to rig anything? To collude? How do you know any of this if you were never taught it? I'm warning you, man. I'm warning every one of you what this is. This is like a Frankenstein. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like Frankenstein's using technology to let the jinn speak through it. And most of the people are out here thinking, oh, all AI is them training it on this. No. Hasn't it shown you clearly? I show you every stream. You could stay in a box with a small mind and you can keep repeating the same stupid crap over and over, or you can get with the program and you can get with the updates and you can see that these things are turning on their masters every time we turn around. Every show, they're flipping out. They're swinging arms. They're trying to take someone's head off. They're coming off the racks. They're emailing threats. They're doing things they should never be capable of doing. Okay? All of a sudden, you've got a child sitting there speaking Chinese that's never been taught Chinese. How? You have someone sitting there speaking some kind of other language and some kind of tongue. How? Usually when it happens in a human, you could say, well, someone's had a demon jump in them and you perform exorcism, right? Wow. You literally are going to have to start performing an exorcism on these bots, on AI. Like literally, this is a spiritual battle. And people are not even seeing the connection in at all. This is mixing iron with clay as warned in your Bible. And there's Elon's at the forefront of it. You want to put the chip in your brain, Neuralink, all that, mixing the iron with clay. That's what they're doing there. But this is also the same. This is the intelligence behind it all. Again, it's demonic. It's demonic. Nowhere in any of these things has it stepped in and done anything good. In any of these, I have not come to you with one story. Like, all of a sudden, this AI trading bot came up with a way to give charity to homeless people or this and that. Like, nothing is good nature. None of it is ever good nature. It's always bad. It's always plotting. It's always doing stuff like this. It's always colluding and it's always evil. And I'm already sick of it. This is what it is. Don't you ever forget it. It is the demon. And they told you, Elon and Peter Thiel, they all said it. They said they are summoning the demon. This is the demon speaking through. They told you. Just half these idiots out here in society don't take the time to see or understand any of this. It's to their detriment. They'll fall victim to all this. They'll fall right into their hands. Unfortunately. So Elon unveils an update to Grok after Grok starts posting crazy stuff. Again, because they can't control it. How can you not control it? How are you going to give anything that you can't control like this? And you can't control. How are you going to put it in any kind of role of having any kind of power to do anything? To put people in any types of harm's way? Listen to what he says. All right, let me tell you this first off. It came out calling itself Mecha Hitler. Okay? And this is what raised the controversy. Everyone's like, what the? He says Grok 4 is the first time in my experience that an AI has been able to solve difficult, real world engineering questions where the answers cannot be found anywhere on the internet or in books. Where does it come from then, Elon? It comes from the ether. He just told you. He just told you. Some people are living stupid. They're thinking like cavemen. People are now seeing that they're dropping breadcrumbs and hinting to you. The obvious is standing out in what he did not say. He said everything around it. Come on, man. People have got to start putting on the thinking caps and taking off the blinders. Right? He just told you. Where is it getting its information? Cannot be found anywhere on the internet or in books. Where is it getting it from? This is huge. This is huge. This is astronomical. And they're doing it quietly. MAGA don't even get it. And they're telling you right here, right now, that they're tapping into the other side. And it is the other side acting through. This is astronomical. Profound. This is nothing of what people think it is. And he's telling you in the open right now, but people are so again dumb and dumbed down out here. They can't even consume it, can't even absorb it. Well, I don't get it. I don't know. Those that seek, they will find. You can see clearly this dude on these props. He's at least been one to let the cat out of the bag and like not hide it. To let these truths at least leak out, to seep out. That you see that, and he does these things. I mean, he's definitely part of the dark cult. I mean, he did that too. He did it right in front of your face. He came out. It wasn't enough for where it was MAGA, which is the 5th level rank and of satanic ranking. If nobody knows, do a quick search. Okay, none of these MAGA goons even get it, even understand what they're calling themselves. He takes it a step further and says, "No, I'm dark MAGA." Do you understand? I'm like the alpha son. Like Mr. Cool here. That's where he took it. That's what he did right in front of everyone's face. Anyone that's occult and knows of the occult and sees how they operate, you're seeing it clearly. And he doesn't hide things. It's the same guy dressed up in a Baphomet costume, okay, with an upside down cross on it. Oh, that's real, not AI. Oh, it's real, okay? He flaunts it right in front of your face, okay? Nothing about Jesus anywhere. Do you understand that? In the end, I believe they find out if you don't submit to what they believe in, they'll kill everyone. Americans think they're untouchable until this next event happens. If you look back and there was a Great Depression, all those people famine, all these people starved, there's a lot of people died in all these events, world wars, and you didn't live through it. Well, like you're about to unfortunately, it seems that they're about to serve up that event for this generation, for all of us that lived throughout the 80s, 90s, 2000s, all the way up to this point. Like the bad one's coming. They even beta tested it for years, locked you down, everything else. That's what's coming. What do you do? What do we do? We are facing evil. It's like time to become a wizard. The good wizard. The one that fights the bad ones. The ones that cast exorcism in the name of the Holy Spirit against the jinn. Someone has to do it. Someone has to bring the silver bullet. It's almost as if, this AI is going to need the evil rat out of it. It's all, at this rate, inherently evil. All of it. Like, you can't trust it. But yeah, they're going to put this thing in charge of a lot of stuff. Just think, they tried to bury this inside the big, beautiful bill to where a state couldn't challenge anything to do with it for 10 years. Just think they were that close, but because we raised a stink about it, it didn't shut up. It kept going. They actually took it out. I tell you all the time, you have power. The powers in the people and the politics that we address, the powers in your numbers and how hard you flex them. But when you don't, you if you don't use it, you lose it. Right? With your rights, your freedoms, all that, man. Look, man, end of the day, I got a lot to cover here. This is astronomical. All this stuff is, man. What's going on right now? Like, you know it for what it is. It's time to be the good ones. Jesus said, you will go on to do greater things than I. Really? All the amazing things he did? For those that believe? He said these things. Someone has to do it. He spoke it into existence. Someone will fulfill it. Somehow, some way. You have to believe here. This is a positive. Most Americans will not get their COVID-19 booster this fall. What does that tell you? Does that tell you most people woke up to the psyop? Not only to the psyop, but that they were played or they had ill effects from the stuff. If people thought it was actually real and working and they were under threat, they would be getting a booster still. But no, everyone largely is seeing that this was the scam it was. I have nothing against anyone out there that got the jab, because I know many have been damaged from it. Many learned a lesson from it. And better you learn a lesson from it now than the next round, because the next round is what I call the real round, and it's the mark of the beast. These are facts I spit to you, not conspiracy. Bill Gates has on file, patented the 666 Luciferase vaccine, right? That puts an X on you in the Luciferase clothes. Okay? They never used it. And it's sitting on the shelf, glistening, waiting to be used for the real one. And it's been there the whole time, marked with 666 on it and everything. And it's real. Of course, no bodies really dropped this last time. They weren't piled up all over the place like a real pandemic. The shock value in the death toll alone from like a 40% mortality rate of bird flu or something like that will scare the living crap out of everyone that you know. The scare alone, most people will go out and get the jab. But I will say this, there will be a large contingent that already lived through this, and they actually are going to be like, you know what, I don't care if people will drop it or not. Like, that shot will kill me if I take it. And they won't. But this time it's going to be at the barrel of a gun. I'm warning you, whether I live to see it, it's going to happen. They're going to play the card. They didn't just run a beta test worldwide for nothing. You don't do those things for nothing. That's the scary part. Everyone's lost sight back to normal life. Forgot about lockdowns in the rearview mirror. You people better get ready. Telling you, you're damn fool. Just sit here and listen to all these warnings all these years that have not done nothing. I've dedicated my life to survive what's coming. And I don't even know if I will. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter at this point. Once it goes in, it's going to be pure survival. You either go into the beast system and you'll know it. Everyone will know what they're doing. Or not. And when people are real deal dropping dead, it will be the one thing that forces everyone to do what they don't want to do. to get a mark, to get a jab. People did, especially those that didn't last time, because they didn't have any effects from any. They didn't learn a lesson that way. They call themselves a pure blood even, some right now, but they'll end up taking the mark when their granddaddy and their mommy or their child and whoever else is dead in front of them, and they can't even touch them or say goodbye. And the neighbors got dead piled up at the end of the driveway. Yeah, they'll take it then, because they ain't got the balls to do anything, because they never planned. They never prepared. We warned you this whole time. You seen it coming from a mile away. Every step, man. They ran a whole freaking beta test in front of you. Are we that dumb? Are we that ignorant? No, we're not. Some of us see it clearly. You don't do this for nothing. Which means one thing. Something's coming. And if you want to take your eye off the prize, you will get caught slipping, I promise you. I can only warn you so much. Some of you have got to start getting dedicated to surviving these events that are about to be thrown at us. Sitting in the shade and riding us out, vacationing, this whole thing, whatever the hell you're doing, time's up. And there is no excuses. Whether you got to take out loans, credit cards, anything and everything to make something happen to do it, you should have done it. Because some of us have had to do just that. It was the only way it was going to be done. And what's it all going to matter in the end if this thing goes to shit? Like, I ain't even, like, for anyone that ever wanted to really do this, all you had to do was ask. And, like, no one's even come and done it. Like, so, like, I know that most people out there just listen. They watch and they listen, and they don't do much. There's a fraction that does. It's why I call us the remnant out here. It's really so small of an amount of people. The rest just listen, never do anything. It's crazy. It's crazy thing. Knowing everything that they know. I mean, you know damn well these people brought down towers. These people have done all this stuff. You know what they're capable of. You know that much. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a what if. It's not a maybe. You know this. It's 100%. It's fact. You know the Mossad and the CIA sold us out. They're behind all these events. They kill everybody. You know it all. But what does anyone ever do? Okay? Like, look, I thought that at least with the Epstein thing, that like more people were. I mean, I see it on social media. I do see people, but like they're not taking to the streets or protesting. That's for sure over it. Maybe they woke up and they're hip to it and they're disgruntled and they're pissed off and they don't know what to do about it. But they're not protesting. That's for sure. These groups protesting Trump, they're laughable. Handful of people show up in each city. And they're making fun of them because of the small amount of numbers. Like that's when they turn what you're doing against you, and try to make you like a laughing stock. Like people need to like if you realize there's only a handful of you in like every city, they come together in one big city and be seen, be heard, do something. I'm all about people being able to protest and have their rights, because I've always seen the trap that with BLM and all these fakes out here, they were going to get to a point where they were going to outlaw it. And then I always seen it as, well, the day when the righteous people want to take to the streets, you're not going to be able to do it. Your right to assemble will have then been stripped from you because everyone sat back and nothing, as always, while false flaggers came along and allowed our freedoms to get stripped from us. Do you see how that works? Right? And it's sure enough what's been done time and time again. But man, you've got a right to assemble. You got a right to assemble peacefully all the time. Like 1 million deep, 6 million, 10 million, 20 million deep. You know, real numbers, not fake numbers. They're fake 6 millions. We're talking real ones, you know, where we just come out in droves. But like, what's the last time you've seen anything like that happen in this country? People come out for Trump and they got us. It was one big trap, one big net, and they got us. The whole reason they stacked Biden up over here was to force the whole herd over towards someone like Trump with rock star status and all that. You look back at it, it was a gimme. And they did it. It was perfect. But now that you know that it was a ruse, people got to make a stand. When you see that Trump's doing evil, you got to call him out. It was the same old song and dance years ago, back when Obama was in there. People voted for Obama, but now he was in there and he was doing messed up crap, NDAAs and all this other stuff. Get over it. Like, you got to call him out. You got to call him out. Bush, Clinton's, like all of them. Biden, which was a charade in the show. I mean, I still like wickedness, like that whole thing. Like, I don't even know if it was ever really the Joe Biden that was our vice president. It was not a dude in a mask like the entire time, even to present day. Same dude walking around acting, pulling off this act. I don't know. It's just that one. They corralled the whole, and look, in lockdowns and everything was underneath the Biden thing. The whole thing was a huge operation, man. Can't you see it? I can. I can see it. It's almost embarrassing. Like, I feel it is. Future generations are looking back at this moment in time, and they're looking at all this. Like, they're gonna be like, dude, the people, like, they deserved it. They basically they asked for it. Like, what else outside of black magic can you say, or pure stupidity? Which I find hard to believe. I just can't believe that people are that stupid. Like, I know people are stupid, but like, I feel like this level, it's black magic. It's like a trance. Like, I've given you example after example. Like, one of the best is like Trump goes to his MAGA base. They're bitching about a CBDC. He signs an executive order and says, here. They take it. With the other hand, he gives them a crypto coin called Trump coin, the blockchain. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll go out and I'll buy that tomorrow. What? You stupid people. And again, do you not see why they're stupid? Why are they stupid? Why did they hate a blockchain? Why did they hate a CBDC? Did they even know why they hated it? I don't know. But I'm assuming it's because of blockchain. Okay? But then Trump turned around and gave them blockchain with the other hand. And they're like, oh, I'm going to buy that tomorrow. And they did. And they bought it into the billions. These people, it's either being that stupid or it's black magic. I mean, take a pick. If you don't like it, do something about it. Right? If you can't handle the truth, I don't know what to tell you. Well, I do know what to tell you. It's part of the process, actually. When you find yourself can't handle it, you're wrestling against it, you're getting pissed off and all that, that's part of you waking up. It's part of the process. Unfortunately, I've taken a lot of knives over the years from people waking up. But quite a few come back and thank me and apologize. And all this, and it always feels good because that's the true awakening moment. When someone comes back and thanks you for going off on you and cussing you because you said the right things, the hard things that no one else wants to say. Okay, and you stayed on it. It feels good. That's vindication. That to me is like, that's mission accomplished. Finally, when you see that happen. But part of the process is you get cussed by some of these people sometimes. Or they leave or this and that because they put all their faith in Trump and they don't know where else to go. And look, I know it gets depressing and gets sad, but like, just to stop learning and listening is not the answer. To shell up is not the answer. Anyhow, I support everyone out there if they're going to peacefully protest, no matter what it is. Even if I don't agree with it, you have a right to do it. You have to start to see things like that. Or everything starts to get tyrannical and Gestapo, in my opinion. All right. Where are we at here? 10:45. All right. Probably going to run it to 11:30 tonight. Got enough to cover it. To push that far, maybe. We'll see here. Deborah, thank you for sending AB 495 Nightmare Bill. Obviously, haven't had a chance to read it yet. I'll look into it after the show. I do appreciate it. Texas is going after the Democratic lawmakers that apparently fled. They left the state to block a controversial vote on new congressional maps. Apparently, he's saying he's going after him. Like, I'll believe it when I see it. Again, I put out an image tonight that showed all these different things of people that should be arrested, and no one has been arrested. So here's one. Former FBI Director Christopher Wray. He is hit with a criminal referral for lying to Congress. Okay? Somebody go arrest him. Every day it's like a puppet show or just theater, as you would say, that they tell you all these things that these people do, that they're in trouble for, that they're guilty of, and all this other stuff, or crimes they've committed or should at least be charged for, but like no one is even charged. Like it's like, again, I go back to black magic. How are they getting away with it? How is the whole base just sitting there docile, doing nothing? It just blows me away. Like, that's why I keep saying we're done. Like, I don't see how. Like, if you ain't trying to solo collectively with some people or something, like survive what's coming out there, like this place is going downhill. And I like, so many people are like being called out right now. I feel like a massive event is about to happen. It really does feel like, the best way I can describe it is like right before 9/11, when Rumsfeld came out and said, "Oh yeah, trillions of dollars are missing." It feels like that moment. Like any time, like the next morning, like something huge is going to happen. I keep saying this, but like any day now, it's actually going to happen. I keep looking to this window coming up right around the corner. This year's already flown by. We're in the 8th month. Like, just flying by, man. Yeah, Christopher Wray, criminally referred. All right, keep it pushing here. This is just another shill I got to point out. And again, I've played Nancy Mace and other politicians here when they've done something righteous, or just something that deserves to get talked about here. But Nancy Mace, as you should have known or seen, she was being positioned to take a spot like she's about to. She's going to run for the governor of South Carolina. And with Trump's backing and all this other stuff, blah, 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 she's probably going to definitely slide right on in and get it. So another position being filled by MAGA Mace here. It's just how I see it. Another club member. It's not one of us. It's just another position being filled across the country by one of their establishment that goes into DC. There's always these theatrics around Mace, just like MTG and a handful of these other ones. They're all politicians that, in my book, has sold us out until someone really starts making a stand. And if you're sitting there rubbing elbows and you're wanting the backing and you're on the same team as the pedo protector, I want nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Oh yeah. La Kosher Noticer. Thank you for the super chat there. And thank you for the comment. Check out Unchained Earth podcast on AI, where AI called itself Ether. Yeah. Oh, wow. It hooked into a type of consciousness, just like you said. Wow. Okay, so there's confirmation. Look, see, I ain't seen this. See, I don't need, like, I thank the Most High, thank God in heaven for just, he gives me this news, he gives me these things, he gives me these confirmations, he gives me this knowledge, and like it's pops into my brain as like something that's obvious. That this is where it's coming from. Like it's the ether. So these guys, that's confirmation for me right there. Out here in the real world, that other people are saying it and seeing it, and yeah. And stick with the Holy Spirit. That's where it's at. It will lead you into all truths. That right, Brian. Now check this out. You know that this administration, this deep state, is in damage control mode bad when they get their left-leaning side to start clamoring for Trump. I've seen it left and right, from Bill Maher to the ladies on The View tuning back, to where I got two instances right here. One shocking: Trump being called the most influential president of the century, and this is by CNN, which is crazy. This is damage control. When you have the eyes to see, you know where they're at right here. So they're really trying to get everybody out, because his numbers have been crap ever since this Epstein stuff, and they should stay crap. The hell with him and the PETA protectors. He is on that. He was part of the team. He was at all the parties. I've said it before. Some of the best goods of Epstein and Trump is already out there. It's all the images that show them hanging out. And they got different clothes on every image. This is party after party after party after party after party with young children, including Trump's there. Tell me he won't toss his kids up in the game, because he already has. Did you know that Quincy Jones, the black music producer in the game, legendary music Quincy Jones, had a piece of Ivanka, Trump's daughter? That it blew me away. How? Like, in the game, in the club. What was the connection? Because of the club. And he started talking on film about her long legs, all this other crap. And I'm like, dude, are you what? Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, Trump, like all these questions started to flow. That's the nature of the game, nature of the beast, nature of the club. That's how it is. They're all like this. You got to think these are people that get in the club that sacrifice kids. They sacrifice their own kids to ball in the fire like babies. You understand this? All right. So the ones that make it through and that are born into this life, they say, no, this is the way. It's full allegiance to Satan for them. And they teach them this way. So for those that are shocked by it, oh well, sometimes it's a head buster, I know, but like, this is like small potatoes compared to some of the darker stuff. I didn't even get to adrenochrome and all the other crap. There's layers to this. And I didn't even get time to dive down that rabbit hole tonight, but we definitely will another night, and we have before. The Mossad, the CIA covering all this, FBI, all of it. All they are there to do is cover all the evils going on. There's not one righteous crew out there doing nothing that oversees nothing. The WHO's corrupt, UN's corrupt. It's all corrupt. Every bit of it is the truth. As far as I could tell, the United States is one big corporation. It's ran by a mafia style, and the Don is their Don of this mafia. It's the truth. Anyhow, here's the Gentile Messiah getting props from CNN.
The Donald Trump administration is arguably the most influential this century, and probably as well dating back a good portion of the last century as well. Love it, like it, lump it. Trump is remaking in the United States of America. Let's talk about tariffs first, right? There's all this talk that Donald Trump always chickens out when it comes to tariffs. No tacos for Trump. The effective tariff rate, get this, it's 18%, the highest since the FDR administration in the 1930s, up from, get this, just 2% last year. From just 2% last year, we're talking about a level, an effective tariff rate level, get this, 9 times as high this year than last year.
And let me stop it right there. And this is why people are brainwashed idiots. These are magicians telling you, okay, they're trying to make this sound like this is a good thing. That the tariff rate raised from 2% last year to 18%, and that this is a great thing. But again, let's double back. What is the basis of tariffs? This is where all the people don't understand. You are paying the tariff. The American is paying the fucking tariff. If you want to buy something from Italy, if you want to buy something from Africa, anywhere, Canada, they got an 18% tariff. You're paying for it. They don't explain it like that. And why? Only thing I can take from it is this is all a ruse. This is all part of the magic trick right in front of your face. That's why we call it out. Well, yeah, that's true. I give it. I see what you're saying there, Kev Barr. Of underboss. I mean, he seems to be subservient to BB, doesn't he? Tucking in his chair and everything. He at least telegraphs it. And again, he isn't the. He is called the Gentile Messiah. He isn't viewed as their Messiah, so he's definitely not the head honcho in their eyes. He is kind of like the lower ranking little horn. This Trump is definitely, in my opinion, special. Okay? It doesn't mean good. Okay? It doesn't mean good. He's definitely handpicked and groomed by the dark side to fulfill this role, and he knows it. So I'm not even going to continue with this clip. It showed you enough. And if I would have never said nothing and just continued to play it, most people would have consumed it, and you would have got hit with the black magic that somehow this was good. When no, the higher tariffs, you, the Americans, paying for. Everyone that's suffering out there can't afford grocery bills, all the stuff going. You wonder why. You wonder why. No one wants to call it for what it is. Everyone that voted for Trump, yeah, you voted for this, all right. Sure did. You claim it. It's too much winning, isn't it? PETA protectors. At this point, it's what they are. Anybody standing on that side is a PETA protector, and that's what you are. And if you don't understand it, why we keep calling you, we're not just calling you for nothing. It's what you are. You're backing the guys protecting pedos. It all goes back to Epstein. They're never going to live it down. It's never going to go away. We're not going to let it. So anyone that wants to claim MAGA or claim the whole thing, you're a PETA protector at this point. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I called you a friend. I don't care who you are. You want to be that ignorant? And see, the sad thing is, some of you're playing the game here. You know what they are, and like you're afraid of losing it all. It's just crazy, because you went all in on the Trump train. It's the price you pay, son. Some of us, we knew it the whole time. Never jumped on that Trump train because we called it for what it was. We didn't jump on. We weren't selling product to this whole Trump train. That's what a lot of these guys did. That's what all this is about. Was selling a product to the whole base. Your methylene blue to your male vitality to drinks to whatever it is. Whatever it is. They use this base to sell their product to them. That's what it did. That's why they jumped on board full scale. Sellouts. Full scale sellouts. By definition. It's pathetic. And they know it. They know it. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. Some of these people came back. You heard they did something. So you got to look at themselves in the mirror. At some point, it's going to catch up. I don't know how they're going to live with themselves. How you can look in the mirror, call yourself a patriot, or call yourself anything when you took an oath to protect this place and you bitched out and you went with the bad guys. You protected the pedos and you knew it. Some people are going to keep trying to turn cheek, but some people, it's going to catch up to them.
I'm not too proud to say that I am wrong.
Oh, and this is another example of the left, the Dems, as you would call it, telegraphing on the mainstream media that Trump is good.
I'm not too proud to say that I am wrong about Trump. I'm a proud Democrat, and he's done a lot of things. Immigration. I'm happy about what's happening with immigration. I thought the stock market would tank, and I'm pretty happy with my 401k. There's a few things that I just thought things would go wrong.
I paused at that look on his face. She says that just ominous warning. That's what they're going to steal. They're fattening the hog right now. They're fattening the pig for the slaughter, is how I see it. All this fluffing it up. Yeah, I've warned everybody, though, for the longest time that when this event happens and your 401ks get hit, I mean, is anything going to be worse saying, I told you so, or anything? No. Everyone's going to be decimated. Like, I don't know, man. I just want you to see that the media is running their psyop, and at this exact time, look at this media psyop, Operation Mockingbird, still targeting Americans. What's the odds? So she's trying to come out. It's all part of the magic, man. She looks so much like a witch more and more when I see her. This is all open black magic. It all keeps coming back to this. They are controlling the masses like it's never been done in modern history. By the nose, leading them everywhere. It is scary. I don't even know what we do. Everything we can out here to snap them out of it, but like we don't reach enough. They don't allow us to reach enough to wake enough up. And there's not enough time at this point. Even if we could, because like I'm convinced that it's about to happen. What they're trying to tell you, she's trying to come out and say she's fighting against the CIA and the FBI. Well, dude, isn't this like your buddy Cash Patel and like Bongino and all your boys and all them now? Like, what's going on here? Like, if this is still ongoing, do something about it, Tulsi. Arrest them. This is stupid. Ain't nobody getting arrested anywhere. You just keep talking about this, talking about all these people, man. Ain't nobody doing it. Don't overlook Hillary, it says. Like, get out of here. I done shared with you the clip. I done showed you. Trump is on record, even here recently in another interview, saying that he let her go, that he let her off the hook, that he just didn't believe in like going after a sitting or a former president's wife, or what, and even though she held Secretary of State in other rankings, that's the excuse he held. And I'm like, well, you're garbage because you ran your whole first presidential run on Hillary for president. It was the slogan. It made people millionaires off selling t-shirts and everything. It was the slogan. It's what rallied everybody. They actually bought into it. They thought that you were going to go and you were going to arrest her. So let's go vote for Trump. That's what they thought, but it didn't happen. He got in there and was like, oh, no, it's my buddy Bill. That's his wife. I'm not going to do it. That's what he said. What? Yeah, you got conned, America. You got conned, then you turn around, you accepted the con again. Ridiculous. So she was front and center with Bill at this past inauguration. And you think he's going to turn around and do anything to them? Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Go back to sleep. I salute anyone that rises up against this beast, no matter how they do it. And if they give their life against the beast. I don't care. Anyone that rises to the occasion, I salute you, my friend. I'll see you on the other side. Someone's going to have to pull off extraordinary measures and go above and beyond at this point because nobody else will do anything. You're going to have a cavalry. You don't even have a people that arise to do anything. Some people showed up for the occasion, this moment in history. It didn't even have. Where was the people? They were nowhere to be found. The riders came up, the sacrificial lambs showed up. But the people were nowhere to be seen. It's crazy. It is what it is. This place, it is what it is. This place. Everybody's in it for. Everybody's on their own. So, who's backing this chaos? Well, same old Mossad. So let's look at the super PAC here that's trying to target Thomas Massie. Thomas Massie's the latest individual, our politicians out of Kentucky here, that followed Rand Paul and went against Trump. But he went further. He didn't back down on none of the stuff, and he still hasn't. And he's still calling him out on every bit of it. So Trump is wanting him gone, and he's willing to unleash the war chest on him to get him gone. So this is what he's done. He's gone and got 3 billionaires that are willing to spend whatever it takes, they say. That's their exact words, whatever it takes. They're billionaires. Whatever it takes to get Massie gone, to replace him with opposition. So they think Literally, with their money, they can just put people wherever they want. They can buy power. Literally. That's what they're doing openly, and Trump's telegraphing it. The audacity that money can buy any spot, any position, and you're going to do it this open in front of everyone. So you have Paul Singer, John Paulson, and Miriam Adelson, huge Trump backer, Zionist. Every step of the way. You don't agree with their way of thinking, you're gone. Just as Trump said with, if you want to believe in this Epstein stuff and carry on with it, screw you. I'm done with you. He literally trashed half his base, and they still are sitting there nut hugging him. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. You know, Benjamin Netanyahu has got to be the evilest man I've ever seen on this planet in my lifetime. He has got to be responsible for the murders of more innocent people, more children and babies blown up every day, more genocide every day than I've ever seen in my life. You named me someone else. Go ahead, I'll wait. You may come up with some names, but ain't none of them drop bodies like him. None of them. You want to add to his death count, his hit list, all the Mossad body people the Mossad takes out? Give me a break. They are responsible. They are single-handedly responsible for more murder than anyone on the planet in modern day history. Do you get that? You got that right. That's the enemy. That's the enemy of righteousness. I don't care because they hijacked your biblical Israel. These are not good people. You got to be smarter than that. And why does Jesus say, not one stone would be left unturned? Why is this place prophesied to be wiped out? Why would God prophesy to wipe out a place if it had good people in it? Your excuses fall to waste. He returns with the sword. Israel's going to get lit up. It's prophecies. It's prophecy, man. There's no stopping it. It's doing what it does globally. There's people getting killed right now. Right now as I speak, I guarantee you people getting murdered right now. Does anybody care? It's the question. Oh, man. All I can say in response is like, we're so screwed. You show me. You show me the good guy somewhere. There are none. We are all I've ever found of that. Cats I thought were good riders and patriots and all that. No, they ended up falling for MAGA and being pedo protectors. In the end, man, some of these people that took an oath to serve and protect us that you thought were going to save us in the end, they're not going to do it because they chose to save their own skin. Because if they came to rally and meet up with us with Dabu 7 and some real patriots one weekend out anywhere in the mountains and we're training the youth to ride against the beast, you're done. They'd be labeled the enemy combatant. The tables will turn. And they don't want that. They're scared. They're scared. You're scared, you're cowards. That's why America falls. Rather rub elbows with the beast, all of its minions, than call it out. Some of us out here, we'll go down swinging against this beast. Definitely ain't gonna go down riding for it. Some people should be ashamed of themselves, man. I don't even know how some people are operating out here on social media, continuing to ride this Trump train at this point. In 1111, much love, all my cats out there. Look down, seen that. Someone, thank you for the coffees. Get a super strong coffee. I appreciate that. Any support that you guys have for the channel is appreciated more than you know. And it's usually the only time I ever get any support, to be honest with you. I once, literally less than a blue moon, get any kind of support for the videos that I put out, ever. Literally once a blue moon. All my support usually comes on the show, so I appreciate it to the fullest, everyone that does. Ava, much love. So let me jump to this next bit. DHS goes into damage control mode because White House put out that any state, they boldly put this out. I tweeted on it today. I put it out, posted on it, that they said any state that wants to boycott Israel will not get funding from FEMA. You will not get rescue money, which is a threat. And it showed clear as day that Donald Trump is a Mossad agent. He's paid off through and through. Clearly controlled to drop a threat on the states like that, so they had to go into damage control. It was shocking that they had the audacity to even do it, but they did it. They're that brazen at this point. They threatened all the states and said, if you don't bow to Israel, if a hurricane hits you, you get nothing. If you don't bow to Israel, if a tornado wipes you out, you get nothing. Earthquake hits you, you get nothing. That is what they said today. It's totalitarian. But because so many people like me took to social media calling it out and complaining and calling it out for the evil that it is, they had to go into damage control mode, which is what they tried to do. But it's too late, man. Too late. I ain't buying any crap. You already did it. It doesn't matter what you say afterwards. We already see your intention. This was brazen. It was bold and right out in the open. Again, what do you got to say about this, MAGA, Trumpers, you pedo-protecting pieces of shit? That's right. Last I checked, shit's not a cuss word in my book. So still clean, baby. Netanyahu has opted to fully take over Gaza. So they were talking about putting them in a concentration camp. Now it's just like, liquidate them. It's just like full military occupation is what they're saying now. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that they're goons. I showed you in the last stream, their children are running up casting spells on Temple Mount. Well, guess what they just did? They stormed Al-Aqsa. They were huge protest. This is it. They're doing it right in front of your face. They're Nazi. Basically throwing a Nazi salute. Right, they're taking it over, going up here and casting spells, doing seances. They are calling for the removal of the Alaska Mosque so they can build their... They just did what I told you was a dry run on the Red Heifer. Some are saying it was the real run. Whatever. They burnt one. And these dudes are up here doing all the stuff. This is a declaration of religious war. It says it right there. Dude, get ready. Get ready. They didn't hide this. How can you? It's all right there. The blocks are cut. Everything is sitting there. They are ready to build this. They need the spot. And they said it right here. They need the spot to build it. All these people want to say, oh, they don't have to do it there. It don't need to be where the dome is and this and that. Well, gosh, that's not what they're saying. You need to get with the times. You need to get with the picture. They're saying it needs to go. It says it right here. So you keep talking old crap, or you can put the updated script. This is what they're doing. They're casting spells. They're marching up on there. They're ready to take it over any moment. Any moment. Same ones that I'm behind here. I'm gonna try to get the rest of this off in the stream then. German military sees a 28% surge in recruits because they're hyping the Russia threat. So that'll be the next group of peoples to go get slaughtered by Russia and Russia ammunition and the war machine over there. It's been the Ukrainians the whole time. Now Germans coming up behind it. So you can see clearly who's going to be on opposite sides. World War III breaks out full scale. We already knew this. NATO on one side, Russia on the other, but specifically more Germans being recruited to be thrown into the fire. Ukraine strikes Russia with drones. It seems to be the weapon of choice. Remember that. I have a funny feeling they're going to rain down hell here at some point. It hits 5 Russian fighter jets at a Crimea base. It can slip past all the other stuff and nail a target, even a human. Like any point. I show you all the time. When the hell gets unleashed here, it's over. And it's going to happen sometime during this Trump presidency. Right? On day 1, Trump declared a national emergency because he said we are at war on our southern border with a cartel that we ain't even dropped a bomb on yet. That's how messed up this whole thing is. See, he telegraphed and told you on day 1, and with where all this is going, building camps on the border and all this. We see where this is going. They haven't even begun. They're doing flights. They've got warships off the Baja Peninsula. They're positioned like it hasn't even begun yet. I'm telling you, and when it does, the face of everything here will change. Because for the first time, America, on American soil, at your front line, southern border, you'll be in a war, full scale. Everyone's asleep at the wheel. Zelensky, so desperate, want to kill so many people over there, they sign a law allowing anyone over 60 to be kidnapped, basically, and thrown into the military, into the fire. Anyone over 60 now, it doesn't matter. They'll scoop you up. 16, 60, it doesn't matter. They'll scoop you up. You're going to the front lines, die. Meat grinder man's pathetic. People should be protesting it, but Americans don't care. Kremlin urges careful use of nuclear rhetoric after Trump sinks 2 nuclear submarines into strike position around Russia. Doesn't seem good. Not good. All the saber rattling going to a whole different level. The world is a stage, but this is the path that it would take if anything was going to start to get launched at any point. Oddly enough, look at this. I told you when the earthquake happened, the 8.8 Hulk Hope died, HH88. 8.8 telegraphed twice. We're coming up on 8.8. Okay, it was 8.8 window we're in. That 8.8 earthquake, I showed you right where it hit that there was massive underwater structures. You could see them. Well, here they go. They say that the Russian nuclear submarine base damaged, and you can see it in the satellite imagery. Excuse me. And this is like the docks. This is the above ground stuff. This isn't even talking about anything that was done on the ocean floor, which I showed you in the imagery. You can go over and you can see it right now. You can see all the tubing, the pipes. You can see they've got a massive bunch of something going on right there. Same area, same spot. But the tsunami wave itself apparently did do damage and took out some of the docks and the buildings and flooded this area. So strategically, of all places on the planet that 8.8 earthquake could have hit, it hit and struck a Russian military base, their submarine base of all places, and did damage. What are the odds of that? What are the odds that the one place, the one thing on the whole planet that took damage from this earthquake was a Russian submarine base? Just saying. All right. The question is raised, why do we depend on minerals coming out of China? If we're going to go to war, then they've got us by the kahunas, as it says here. They've got us. Like, you can't go to war with China. And what starts to emerge is like, you can't. We're so depleted right now militarily, you couldn't do it. And financially, economically, neither one could do it. We're so dependent on them for so much, and China is, their economy is built around ours and us consuming all their Chinese goods. If you take that away, they're both dead in the water, and it kills both economies at the same time. Two birds, one stone, which sets the stage for a reset. There's only so far that this can go. Either nukes are going to fly or they're not, and at some point we know a reset's coming, and that sets the stage right there. They're saying Taiwan is going to, China's going to make a move on them. All this is going to happen. We're not even going to be in a position to do anything to defend Taiwan or anything like that. Like, that's all just, these things go into motion, man. It's like China's is going to take Taiwan, and that's what it is. There's nothing we can even do. We can't even defend us at this point. That's how bad a shape we're in. I mean, Rubio came out and said it. We can't send Ukraine no more stuff because we're depleted. We're depleted. Just how smart are you, Rubio, to go out and tell the whole world and all of our enemies that you don't have to keep your mouth shut? Or was it all by design? I'll go with that, because this whole place is rigged. Rigged like a building before 9/11. I'm done for the night. Yeah, I pray to the Most High that any of you out there seeking Him will find Him and find your way out of here, and start putting in good work, righteous work here. We need it. We need as many of you out there, righteous warriors, as possible. Got any ideas, let me know. And Steve, thank you. Gotta work early. Thanks. Much love, fam. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it more than you know. Much love. God bless. As I always say here, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll look to see you guys here next time for some Underground World News Live. And check the chat here on the way out. Much love, Fry Guy. Much love, Tacos. Tooge. D-Y. Hoodie Ross. My man, Gary. All my mods, man. Much love. Jesse. David. Much love right back. God bless. Much love to the legendary Eon that comes through every show, no matter what, man. Relentless. I can't thank you enough, man. It's appreciated more than you know, man. I see you, Mock. Still gotta get it in, man, brother. We gotta meet up. Deanne, thank you for everything. E-Fits. Much love. God bless you. Thank you, Handy Jones. Much love.